Okay, so the one thing I wanted to go over quickly is how to actually get the processing program on a computer. Because I suspect that you will need to do this a bunch of times over the semester. And this is going to be our kind of go-to example for what we're coding in. Right? Like, this is going to be my go-to language example. So I'm just going to open Chrome, and I'm going to type processing.org. And this is this little, like, okay, here's the language. You know, there's a bunch of examples and tools and libraries and junk. There's tutorials, which are pretty sweet, right? Because what's a tutorial good for? When you want to do something similar, go copy and paste the tutorial code. Like, start there, right? Don't start from a blank program, because starting from a blank program sucks. I'll show you what it feels like to start from a blank program. So I click download, I click Windows, now I'm downloading this thing, and it's going to take approximately eternity. Actually, it's not taking that long because it's fairly big. So this is one thing, the results of this zip file should be on your thumb drive. Okay? That way you can run processing off of the thumb drive. Right? And then if you're working in here, great, you can run processing off the thumb drive, you can work on your project. If you want to go to the math lab and work over there, because that's where my office hours are, you can bring your thumb drive and plug it into one of those computers, and you don't have to go through this whole downloading process again. Cool, cool? I'm going to show this thing in a folder. I got this. So I'm opening this. Here's another folder. I'm going to need to get this out of the zip folder before I can do anything with it, so I'm just going to copy it out, and I'm just going to, like, lazy, drop it on the desktop. And, of course, that's going to take not forever, actually. Okay. That's nice and fast. Cool. So, as soon as that's done, I'm going to open this up. Maybe I'll just open it anyway. Should we wait for it to finish? It's good man story. Not yet, dude. So, this is a great example, right? Like, and this is the philosophy I want you guys to have about coding. Try it. Like, who cares? It might break the computer you're working on. Please be careful with this philosophy. Do not try this philosophy when you're working for a company with their servers. Right? Like, try it by all means, unless you're the guy in charge of United Airlines scheduling program. And then, what does this line of code do? I'll just take it out and see. Would be really bad. Okay? Which is why people who are professional coders, like people who work in the industry, have what? What do they have that lets them do that? No. Kind of. They have a duplicate. A thing they call a sandbox. So if you ever go if you're touring a company and somebody pulls up some code, that's probably running on their sandbox. A sandbox is just like a place you can play, right? So before you change code, if you ever get a job in computer science, before you change anything, make sure you've tried it in the sandbox first, and that you know which computer's the sandbox and which one's not. You guys cool with that? They'll often describe it as one is the sandbox and one is the live. Right? So keep away from the live thing until you're sure. Like exactly this we wouldn't want to happen, right? So now that it's actually done, I could probably just open it. And welcome to processing. Like, oh, cool, there's some stuff that's changed, and I didn't know processing too, so this is great, right? And then, okay, I don't need this welcome message. Let's just go. Okay, this is the hardest place to start coding. Right here is absolutely impossible to start. Okay, you might know. If you have memorized the language that you're in to an extremely high degree, you might be able to start here. I have never memorized any language that I've known to that high of a degree, but I sure as hell know how to copy and paste. Right? So I just want to do something in processing just to demonstrate to you how it works. So all I'm going to do, first day, first thing, I'm going to go into the, why am I in donate? I obviously do not want to donate to these guys because I haven't used their thing yet at all, right? So I just want to, like, get started. Like, where's a tutorial? This one's called Getting Started. Look, okay, so they have stuff. They have stuff. Okay, cool. That looks like code. I'm just going to grab this, copy it. I'm going to put it in processing. And then let me think about what it does. Okay, so let's just look. All we're doing is we're looking in the same way we were looking at LaTeX and trying to guess. Okay, so there's a void. There's a void thing here, right? There's a void setup and a bracket and some stuff and then another bracket, right? Any idea what that does?
Sets up the void.
It sets something up, right? Great. That's a good understanding to have right now. Like, that's fine. Awesome. What does the other void thing do? Draws something. Cool. That seems like this one probably makes paper, right? And then this one lets us draw on it. So what is if? What does this next bit say? There's a if mouse pressed. So that's like if you press the mouse. These guys are the then, right? Then fill 0. Huh. Okay, well, apparently if I press the mouse, it fills 0. Whatever the heck that means. Else, what's else from if the mouse is pressed? If the mouse is not pressed. Awesome. Right? And actually, if anything else is happening. So, if mouse disconnected might fall under else, right? You guys with me on that? Like, if there isn't a mouse, it's certainly not pressed. So that's an else thing. You guys see that? Okay, and that's going to fill 255, whatever the heck that means. And then this thing's going to ellipse. What the heck? What's an ellipse? Good. It's kind of like a circle, except not. It's a squishy circle. So it's going to make an ellipse. And it's going to do that mouse X, mouse Y, 80, 80. Yeah, that seems like probably the X coordinate of the mouse and the Y coordinate of the mouse, right? And then I don't know what the heck 80 and 80 do. Yeah, they're probably some kind of a size for something, right? So let me just hit run and see what this does. Oh god! Let's try allowing that. Oh, look. So, it's drawing an ellipse wherever the mouse is. You guys see that? And if I press the mouse, what's going to happen? What is if mouse pressed? So right now I'm in else, right? You guys see that? Right now I'm sitting in that else part of this loop, which is filling 255. What's 255 apparently? White. Because the size of the circle's in that ellipse part, right? Like, I still don't know where that is and why it's a circle and not an ellipse. Right? But it's definitely, this whatever's being drawn, that ellipse, the circle, right, is white. So the 255 must be white. You see that? So if I click it, it's going to be black. So if I click, oh look, now it's black, and now it's white again, and now it's black, and now it's white. Right? You guys with me on that? So let's change something and try it. So what if we wanted to make the fill a different color when we didn't click the mouse? Yeah, sure. Let's see what's halfway, roughly. So let's hit run. Gray. Halfway between white and black? Cool. Like, that makes sense. I'm down with that. I liked white better. So I'm going to put that back to 255. What if I wanted to make the circle, say, bigger? I'm skeptical of this. Okay, so that changed it. Did that change the circle? You guys see that? It's not a circle anymore, right? Now it's an ellipse because it's 800 wide and 80 tall. You guys see that? So what if I wanted to make it, say, 10 wide and 20 tall? What would I change? Them their numbers. So 10 wide, I don't know, maybe this is 20 tall, right? Let's try it. Hey, cool. So what if I wanted to make this thing into Mspaint? Like, what if I wanted to make that just draw a line where the mouse was? Yeah, I might make this smaller, right? Like 1 pixel by 1 pixel. And then maybe put the fill to black normally. Right? So now what's this thing going to do? If I move the mouse over there, what's it going to do? It's going to draw a black line a pixel wide behind the mouse, right? Why is it not continuous? So I think what's happening there is the processing program takes just barely a second to run through, like just a little tiny bit of time to run through the code, right? And so it's putting a circle every time it checks where the mouse is, but it's not checking fast enough. You guys see that? I don't know how to make it check faster yet. Could I do that? I don't know. Maybe. I'd have to go through the tutorials and find a spot where it makes it go faster. You guys believe that's probably in there somewhere? Yeah, probably. Cool. Questions on this? So, another thing I would like you to do is get processing downloaded on a thumb drive. You don't have to have it ready to go. You just have to have it downloaded. You don't have to have anything done. If you want to go play with it for a minute, feel free. Cool. Questions, Steels?